Breaking news coming in the last couple of minutes after weeks and months of speculation, teasers, rumors, and innuendo. For the first time, we have photographic evidence. Tony Khan has met with former WWE executive and superstar Shane McMahon to discuss the possibilities of working together moving forward. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. We had just uploaded the video talking about the ratings for this past weekend's edition of AEW Collision, Battle of the Belts, the results from last night's edition of NXT, week one of the NXT Great American Bash. But sometimes this is what happened. As I always say, guys, I just bring you the news, and sometimes you never know when a big story is going to break. And this is an absolutely surreal and massive story because, as you can see right there, we kind of did require photographic evidence of this to believe that it indeed was real. Tony Khan, the AEW president and CEO, has met with former WWE superstar and I guess also former WWE executive Shane McMahon over the possibilities moving forward, potentially to work together. Now, the image come courtesy of Wrestle Talk. Shout out to them. The story comes as a collaboration between Wrestle Talk and Fightful. They are reporting in the last few minutes at the time of recording this video, Wrestle Talks and Fightful have learned that AEW CEO and President Tony Khan had a private meeting with Shane McMahon this week. Fightful are reporting that they are saying that the meeting took place in an office at a private Arlington airport on Monday, July 29, 2024. That is 2 days ago during the afternoon. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful has confirmed with sources that the meeting did take place with Khan and McMahon discussing, quote, possibilities moving forward, end quote. Now, Sapp noted that Tony Khan had been, quote, open to talking with McMahon for a while, but it's believed that they never met or even spoken before the rumors about McMahon possibly joining AEW emerged recently. Now, Khan is said to have been, quote, very open to, quote, using, end quote, Shane McMahon for several weeks now, and has also made it clear that he was open to the idea of talking to McMahon when people have brought up the topic to him backstage recently. Those that Fightful spoke to on Tuesday had not been briefed on a meeting. Publicly, Tony Khan commented in a recent interview on the Maggie and Perloff show that McMahon was, quote, welcome to stop by at any time, and he seems like a really nice guy. We've actually got the clip of what Tony Khan had to say when he was asked about Shane McMahon just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, this roster is massive. You guys have done such a great job. Now, you mentioned jumping off a cage and you mentioned free agent. So, Easter eggs here. Shane McMahon. There are some rumors out there that he could be interested in joining AEW. Would you say the interest would be mutual of having Vince McMahon's son join your outfit, or no?
Well, I think Shane McMahon is somebody that I've never met, but has a lot of experience in wrestling and has a lot of friends in AEW. And I have never really had any conversations with him or talked to him ever. I know that he ran into Mercedes Moné after Forbidden Door, which was very cool and kind of a cool coincidence. But yeah, I've never met him. I'd always be open to talk to him, and he's welcome to stop by anytime. You know, I know that's an interesting rumor. There's been all kinds of interesting people in wrestling to come into AEW and walk through that Forbidden Door. This might be, if it ever happened, one of the more shocking ones. But certainly, I even though I've never talked to him, he seems like a really nice guy.
So those were the comments from Tony Khan, as I mentioned, as recently as just a couple of weeks ago. Now, Khan also told Sports Illustrated that he has, quote, a lot of respect for McMahon as an executive and a professional wrestler, and he's, quote, always welcome in AEW. Now, as far as McMahon's pro wrestling status at the moment, Shane McMahon has been absent from WWE since WrestleMania 39 in April of 2023, where he tore his quad just seconds into a match against The Miz. Now, Fightful reported in June of this year that he was under no kind of contract with WWE as of that story being released. WWE actually confirmed that to Fightful in an official capacity. And as I mentioned, the image right there that you can see kind of makes it actually believable that this is even a thing, because previously no one would have even believed that this meeting would have taken place if they didn't have any kind of photographic evidence. Now, Tony Khan did make mention to Shane McMahon bumping into Mercedes Moné, which we'll talk about in just a second. But this already started with Conrad Thompson on a episode of Grilling JR. And that is, again, absolutely incredible, this story. So it began with some comments on this Grilling JR podcast. Now, Conrad Thompson spoke to AEW commentator and senior advisor Jim Ross on an episode of Grilling JR. This was a few months ago, and Thompson revealed that he had been told by a friend of his that Shane McMahon had been asking some wrestlers in AEW about a chance to join the company. This is what he said, quote, "Last week, we got a lot of chatter online about some of the things we talked about. It was about the idea of Shane McMahon possibly working with AEW. If you recall, you said, it's so crazy to think it might work depending on how it was positioned or introduced. Shane called me the other day. He's called 2 or 3 times, which I appreciate. He's always been sensitive in that respect. That's only a question that Shane can answer. Shane and Tony being together, how would that work creatively? Heck, who knows? It might be great." He continued by saying, "A friend of ours went out of his way to text me and say, hey, that's not as crazy as you think. I know for sure that Shane McMahon has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to at least hypothetically discuss the idea. Are we saying that's going to happen? No. We are saying that it's not that crazy of an idea." Now, of course, that blew things up. And people got really, again, confused and kind of put it down and said that this was nonsense and this was just hypothetical. But Conrad Thompson at the time had said, no, people actually have reached out and said, well, he's at least spoken to people about hypothetically the possibility of it happening. Now, quickly, kind of cold water was poured on those rumors at the time. Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter wrote the following, saying, quote, "One person noted to us that there was a conversation between Shane and an ex-WWE talent in AEW, and it was described as not a pitch to get in or anything, just 2 people chatting when McMahon said something to the effect of, can you imagine if I walked out there on Dynamite? Not as if he was pitching anything," Meltzer wrote. They said it wasn't even serious, and that would explain why no key people in AEW had even heard of it before Thompson had talked about it. Thompson didn't talk about it seriously as if it would happen either, just that he had knowledge of the conversation. Well, again, this is now kind of snowballed a little bit over the last few weeks to the point that now we now have an official confirmed in-person meeting between Tony Khan and the son of Vince McMahon about the possibility of working together in AEW moving forward. Now, what the reaction is going to be to this meeting actually leaking out and getting out there, particularly the photographic evidence of it, do you think that's only going to stoke the flames of this even more? Do you think that's going to build excitement of this? Do you think it's going to build some eye rolling when it comes to all of this? What is your reaction to everything you are seeing right now? Can you believe that this meeting has indeed taken place? Do you think it's going to lead to anything? And if Shane McMahon were to debut in AEW, when do you would think it would be? How do you think they would do it? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Let me know your reaction to all of it in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. Of course, if we get any more information about this meeting, the substance of the meeting, plans moving forward for Shane McMahon and AEW, we'll let you know. But what are your thoughts on this developing news story? Let me know your reaction, and we'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.